It's me, Craftin' Colin, back again to let you know tonight. Oh, it's Meng On MENG, Meng On MENG, Meng On MENG. It's our thing. Oh yeah, we're making Lego, we're making action figures, we're doing it all. Meng On MENG, Meng On MENG. Oh yeah, it's my thing. Meng On MENG, Meng On MENG. Woo! Tonight, known world united, 7 o'clock. Jump on the chat and baby, let's talk. Woo-oo! You feel it? That's right. Meng On MENG. Do our thing. Oh yeah.
Hello.
I had to explain to my sister what that intro was.
How was that? How's that conversation?
Because like every time we do this, I forget that that's still the intro. So then it's just
that's the forever intro.
Yeah. There's energy to it. I'll say that.
Oh God, it's my favorite. What are you talking about?
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Colin, what you working on tonight?
Okay, so tonight, probably gonna get to this guy some point tonight, the Ghost Rider mech. What I want to do though is not build the mech parts, but just build up the bike into a big chunky Furiosa Mad Max style wasteland vehicle.
I saw online somewhere where someone had built like the trucks.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, God damn, that's cool.
Yeah, no, Killian watches a lot of that all the time, and he's really gone crazy and made like a really amazing like full like it's like 3 feet long, this diorama of like wasteland action and like Fallout stuff all kind of mixed together. And then so it's awesome. I gotta show you that sometime. But then what I'm gonna build first is just a little poly bag of a TIE Interceptor because it was cute.
Oh, I like cute. I like my Empire cute.
I like TIE Interceptors. They're pretty cool.
They are very cool. They're very.
TIE fighters are too blocky though for me.
Your fighters are?
TIE fighters. They're just the normal TIE fighter the way they look.
Yeah, so it's too blocky.
It's just a little too. I don't know. I like the Interceptor because it's got those little.
It's got the little boy stuff on it. It's a boy.
It's a boy ship.
It's a flying boy ship.
It's got 4 penises.
Yeah, not just one penis. It's got 4 penises.
Every one you could want for every situation. Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know what I'm doing.
This is us, baby. This is what you get.
Devolved very quickly into let's talk about what anatomy Star Wars ships look like. Oh my God, let's not even talk about the Naboo cruiser. That's just one very pointy penis.
But George, why is it so pointed? Why is it so phallic? It looks like a sports car.
It's a sports car, right? And it goes real fast. I think what we need to do is put racing stripes on these. I'll make them go faster. Yeah.
And George. So.
Can we put duck boobs on these?
Duck boobs are our walk.
Hey, Spike.
Spike, bomb us to you on this fine day.
Many bombuses.
And we've now realized what we know what Bombus technically is now. It's bootleg. It's bootleg Bacta.
Oh, very nice.
That was a thing that happened last night.
Yeah, that went a little strange on my behalf, but hey, it happens. Hey. When you get putting the back to tracing, that's gonna happen.
Oh, remember retcon to just be back Bombus now.
Oh, it's full retcon. Okay,
full retcon. It's Bombus now. It's just
Bombus. No. The Force has these things called midichlorians.
Yeah, I had to elevate my game to reach your level of crazy last night, and I was like, all right, if you want to play with fire, let's play. Scarecrow, let's play.
We did it. We did.
Hey guys, we did it.
We made it real weird.
We did make it real weird, which was fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I enjoy, like, you will you do this thing where you will like go, well, I feel like this is moving slow.
Oh no, not even.
And you'll be like, we must introduce some fun to this environment. I must turn the heat up on this business.
No, what happens is like it's usually me trying to be like, I'm gonna play it serious for once. And then I try, and like the game keeps pushing me into like, nah, you want to crawl into that thing full of Bacta. It's like, okay, let's see what happens. And then it just goes wild.
Yeah, it was a wild one last night.
It was fun.
If anyone who doesn't normally,
hell of a cliffhanger.
Yes, about that. I don't want to take any agency away from your character, so I thought we might have a real quick discussion about that. What would you say to, and you can say no, and please do if it's not your thing, if you were the surrogate for Nyx's seed?
Yeah, I guess.
You can say no. Like I said, it's not like I'm like, you got to do this, Colin. If you don't,
can I become very attached to it and treat it like it's my own, and like I'm going to be like, this is my what now.
I was kind of just thinking it more along the line.
Spike, I fucking knew that's what that was. All caps.
I was thinking more along the lines of like, she would immediately look at you like, okay, well, you're now my child currently. So it's kind of protection at all costs. You can no one harm the baby.
I like that. That gives me let's do that.
Which also gives you sort of a little bit of room to be abusive about it.
Exactly. I'm just like, plot armor? Yes.
It is a little bit of plot
Thank
armor.
you.
But I'm also hoping that it grows into something a little bit more as time goes on. Like in the fact that you would like, I don't know, give you I've been trying to figure out ways to give you more things to like grasp onto, because I feel like that's one of those situations where you come into a game and everybody, because everyone's playing characters they've played for a while, it's hard sometimes, and and this is on me, I sometimes forget how hard it is to just like jump in with both feet into a game like that and feel like you have an anchor, and I think that, in that respect, I have not been the best DM for you in that situation. And that sucks, because I don't like thinking back on that and going, oh man, what a fucking missed opportunity. Just because I was like not processing it the correct way. Instead of looking at like, okay, how can I jam these beats together to make it work, to jam that your story into this story, to make it, I should have been going, how can I make this story have beats that don't revolve around those characters, and instead revolve around like putting them in a situation where they have to also revolve around your character. You know what I mean? I feel like right now, unfortunately, somehow I've managed to put your character in a situation where it's like, you're unintentionally stuck like in a secondary character spot, and I don't like that.
To be honest though, I don't mind.
I mind
because
I might.
One thing for me is to try to figure my way into things sometimes, and sometimes that happens. Like in D&D, I have to go murder hobo and maybe take out some beloved characters. And I don't know. I've got my one mission right now of I'm legit still going to try to sell this ship at some point on the black market. It's going to happen. So I've got machinations and plans, man. But I if you want to give me some more meat to chew, for sure.
That's the goal. Is
Yeah.
to find ways to give you more more stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
I think it's like I said, I think it's really hard sometimes when people,
especially like all these guys, everyone's for the most part has like a really well cemented character that's
you're playing in a group where all the players have played those characters before.
Yeah.
You know, and that's awfully hard. I mean, fucking Shan, their character, excuse me, apologies, has been, you know, has had like what 4 trilogies they've played in with that character.
Very intimidating coming into Shan's character, but also that was really cool seeing this, like, oh shit, this feels like I don't know, like something like it was just the backstory and lore was so dense for their character, for the matron. It was just like, holy wow, like it was I don't know, it was cool, even though intimidating too at the same point, but like I don't know.
Well, one reason I want to be able to do stuff like that and try to do some stuff for your character like that is like the character like you guys met last night and all that stuff, all of that's shit. I was just like, hey, I want to do this for you. Okay, if I throw these things in front of you and then you just roll with them.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to. I find it's easier for me to be able to do some of that sometimes when I have a better handle on like, oh, okay, Colin's character is this.
Okay, yeah.
So it makes it easier for me to be like, okay, well now I can put you in a situation and give you things where you're not like going, oh great, apparently this is what you think my guy does.
Oh no, that's good.
And I'm not a fan of that. So I'm trying to continue to like find a good thing to for you, like the thing that you will grasp onto as a player and go like, oh hell, this is what I wanted. I wanted you're giving me some red meat to chew on.
Well, yeah, no, I'll appreciate that. I'll say you did give me a little bit the last session too, though, or what session before last when presented with the chance to become a double agent of sorts.
Yes, which will continue. I want to keep that kind of rolling in the back burner. So here's the thing. I want it to be a thing where it's not something that's going on, like it's in the front of your mind all the time.
Yes.
I want it to be a thing where it's like your handlers like pop up occasionally and you're like, oh, okay, I forgot about you guys.
Like, I would love it if all the other players kind of forgot about it. Because one thing I was just a little like, oh no, like everyone was all of a sudden very suspicious of me for a way like they really shouldn't have been, like character wise. And I was just like, no, come on. Like, but so now if everyone has a chance to like, oh wait, and then like
I feel like
I
feel like that's also, you know, it's a thing where you look at everybody and you say, hey, don't metagame, please. And they go, yeah, we won't. And then, you know, they don't mean to. It just that's.
Oh no, totally. I think everyone, especially for that, like we are all very caught up in the game, and I just don't think everyone was like really like, oh, like we shouldn't be doing this. It was just like, oh shit, threat. Let's try to get this threat out of the way.
Yeah, I think too, and this is something like we were talking about on our prep school. I think maybe it was a prep school, or maybe it was just James and I bullshitting about it. I think there's this tendency sometimes in games for things to be like trying to think how to put this correctly. For things to be like I lost what I was saying there for a second. Sorry guys. I think I lost everything there. Yeah, sorry. I've had kind of a weird brain day. But we were also, what I do remember us talking about, because apparently my memory is going to be this way today, is the idea of I want to try to fundamentally like switch the dynamics of the groups a little bit. Because I'm like, I don't want them to be the same kind of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
each game have a very distinct flavor. You mean?
So I want I want the Jedi game to feel almost like sci-fantasy. You know, like you know, you're on a grand adventure in a lost land, and you know there's monsters and there's almost mythical things to deal with. And in the Scum and Villainy game, I want it to be Scum and Villainy. I want it to be like, these are not great people doing not great things, but at the same time, the reason they're doing them is because the world is also a shit place right now. So they're completely in line with what needs to be done.
Yeah. No, that first one we did with
you. If there's demand, I will bring back
Timu.
I was shocked at how much fun I had doing Timu. I love when NPCs, like, for whatever reason, just grab a hold of me and are like, "Hey, guess what, motherfucker? I'm in."
Yeah.
You thought I was here for one shot. I'm here forever.
I'm going to be recurring. I'm the Urkel of this series.
Yes, I'm back, baby.
I'm more popular than the rest of the family.
I mean, that happened with Skitch in Down Outlands for a while.
Yeah.
Well, I love having NPCs where the players look at you by the end of it and just go, "If you kill this NPC, I will fucking murder you in real life."
That's really fun, actually, when you do murder that NPC though, and everyone's just like, "Wait."
Oh,
what?
That's like when Skitch died. Everyone was pissed at me. I got some legitimate attitude from folks over that. And then we had a big deal where Skitch was in heaven with Akko, and and in the end, it was kind of, I think that gave them the closure, as you had these two characters who were good buddies, and one was like, "Hey, let's cause havoc and let's cause problems in heaven. Basically, let's be teenage pranksters." And the PC was like, "I don't want to do that anymore. I got things I have to go take care of." So they had their little falling out. Basically, they're not palsies anymore, because one stayed in heaven and the other one was like, "Nope, gotta go. I got stuff I got to do on the Prime Material plane."
Dang.
I like the idea of like always ensuring that relationships in games have weight and have closure when they end. So hopefully, and Star Wars, we've got a bunch of characters. I mean, I was always shocked that that first of all, that oh god, I'm gonna forget his name. The person who came up with the Laurie Marin from the very beginning, ring announcer for First Wrestling, whose name I keep wanting to use his real name, and I don't want to use his real name because when he was on, he went by his nom de plume. So I can't remember his.
I'm actually blanking myself right now. This is pissing me off.
John Maddening.
There you go.
So when Maddening was on, and he was on the very first trilogy I did with Shan, and he was like, "Hey, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it to the second one." And I was like, "That's fine." But I was kind of like, "Well, can I use your character?" And he was like, "I don't fucking care."
Yeah.
So I was like, and that kind of became the glue. I like glue characters too. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, John Maddening. Thank you, Shan. I appreciate it, because Lord knows my brain no work. How does it work? It no work
for this brain.
So I think I'm gonna open some stuff. Is everyone down for that?
Yeah. You know what? Your brain's kind of like Roddy Piper in the beginning of They Live. Doesn't have a job.
Doesn't have a job.
Eventually, you'll get one. You're gonna have to fight Keith David in an alley for 20 minutes.
I would never fight Keith David. I love Keith David too much for that. I could never harm him. First, I couldn't harm him.
And he's like, dirty motherfucker.
Dirty motherfucker. You couldn't harm him because he's Keith David, first of all.
That's true, yeah.
And he's a fucking national treasure. But I also couldn't harm him because I love the man too much. Some people say I love too much, Colin.
I've heard this, especially when Keith David's been in the conversation.
Keith David's in the conversation. I love too much.
He loved too much.
He loved too much. He heck and he protect.
Oh no. Yes.
So what should Jesus? What should I start with?
What do you got?
I got 1, 2, 3 BBTS boxes. I have.
Oh yeah.
I have 2. I have a Amazon with 2 Masterverse figures in it, and I have a Mattel box with my Extendar in it, and I have this loose boy.
Moss Man?
Should we start with Moss Man?
Yeah, man. I love Moss Man. He's always been one of my favorites. I don't know why.
This is the Turtles of Grayskull Moss Man.
That's what I thought I saw on the logo.
And I had been kind of hard. He's just like mutated from the ooze.
Oh, so he's Moss Man.
Yeah, but he's like the Thing.
Oh.
From like you could turn his head into a giant man trap.
Mm.
He is maybe the creepiest looking stuff, and probably until I finally get my hands on the Vecna 2-pack for
Brush Man. Yeah, that thing got bristly very quick.
I didn't mind it, and plus it smelled so good.
Did it though? Or maybe I did something to mine because I remember it not being pleasant to smell.
Stinkor,
on the other hand.
Stinkor is like, hey, buddy. It's like a bunch of friends I had in college who just drenched in patchouli constantly. That was what I thought Stinkor smelled like. But I thought Moss Man smelled like Pine Sol, like Sunday cleaning.
When you want to smell like a pile of dirt that a hobo made love to, put on patchouli.
Except no substitute.
No substitutes. And not like a cool hobo that's gonna like steal a pie later and like tell you a story around a campfire, but like just a rough guy.
A real son of a bitch.
A real son of a bitch. Hangs down by the docks. You know the type.
You know the hobos I'm talking about. Not the trustworthy hobos.
I bet Stinkor was just legit like doused in.
He was in patchouli. I remember watching.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, where they were like, yeah. We wanted to use an offending smell, but most people at least had kind of knew what it was.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're going to use patchouli. All right. Let me.
No offense if anyone out there uses patchouli.
I had a friend, and I was friends with their at the time sister, now brother, in college as well, and their nickname was Chuli.
Yuck.
And they smelled like patchouli constantly, and I used to give them so much shit about it.
Rightfully so.
And I lived in their house for a year and a half. So they and I would constantly go back and forth on this stuff.
Yeah, like I had a couple coworkers that I worked very closely with in different jobs I worked in mental health for like 10 years. So yeah. Do hobos steal pies? Yeah, hobos steal pies. They got
I think that's canon. I believe that's hobo canon.
It is hobo canon. They steal pies from your windowsill and they'll leave behind like a shiny rock.
Oh hell yeah. That's a solid trade. You never know when you're gonna need a shiny rock, a good shiny rock.
No, actually my son has a t-shirt that has like legit like old school hobo signs and stuff and what their meanings were. Oh man, if he still has that, I need to dig that up because it's so sweet.
So I can't remember dude's name. I'll look it up on my phone after I finish taking this card back off. I've been trying to keep the card backs now. And the problem with the turtles, because I really like the art a lot, and I don't.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I cannot think of dude's name right now who does the art. So good. We're friends on Facebook, but I rarely go on Facebook. I'm trying to get off of it, but they keep I'm like Al Pacino. They keep pulling me back in.
Yeah, there's always something newfangled thing that brings.
Well,
me...
it's more just like a bunch of people I know are on there, so it's my best way
That
to
too.
keep in contact with them.
Yeah, no. See, I probably would not talk to half of my family as much as I do if it wasn't for Facebook. Which I don't know if that's a sad thing or not, but hey, Hobo Cannon hashtag. That's right. And also,
Hobo Cannon also sounds like a golden age
Hobo
DC
Cannon
superhero who like rides the rails and gets his powers from like baked beans and bindles, and then he just like does cool shit. He just sounds like the.
I was gonna say it sounds like the worst gun you could find in Fallout.
Whoa!
Stuff him in there. We're gonna shoot him. Wait.
All right. Here is mutated Moss Man with no accoutrement.
I like. Ooh, ew! I don't like his feet though. Get him out of here.
New feet. Who dis?
New feet.
Those are the same feet.
Open toes.
Those are the same feet we're getting with the Demigorgon Beastman mix for.
They're doing Motu and D&D.
Stranger Things.
Oh,
there's the back tentacles.
That's like from beyond.
So there's like 2 boxes coming out, and they're both 2 figures. One is like a weirdly colored Skeletor and a Beastman Demigorgon. And the other one is what? That's not really that. I don't think that goes like that. Oh, that's for the head. Oh shit, that's wild looking. Okay.
Always hold my hands up here. You don't get to see them. You need to see the hands.
I don't know.
Hands.
Get these hands. I don't know how that goes on actually. Okay, I'm going to figure that out.
Oh,
and the other one comes with like a looks like a He-Man in like the upside down, so it's like skin colors all weird. And with a Vecna.
Do we have a hashtag Justice for Barb action figure?
Oh no, I wish.
I did like that Barb.
I'm a Barb stan. I love me some Barb. Okay, so we're gonna take this head off. And then do this. And then do this.
Barb.
Yeah, Barb got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, that was I don't know. I mean, sometimes you need innocent people to like I don't know. It's a trope I'm not the biggest fan of, but I get it. When you go for like, oh, see how
here you go, Colin.
Innocent this way. Oh my lord.
Nah. Yeah, so mutated Mossman is kind of wild looking.
That's crazy.
It's kind of some nightmare fuel, huh?
And apologies if this is the grossest thing, but I was just like, wow, Georgia O'Keeffe. When I first saw it.
No, I mean, hey, I don't want to say you're wrong because I don't think you are.
But no, I dig it. That's cool. Just because it's so wild. That is.
Yeah, I think
it's very out of the box.
Turtles of Grayskull has given them like a green light to just do crazy shit.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about Too Bad Steady or. It's Too Bad, but it's Rocksteady and Bebop.
Ooh, that's gonna be cool.
It's like Too Bad Steady or something like that. Too Bad Too Steady, something like that.
Too Bad Steady sounds like an R&B group that we missed.
I thought it sounded like an 80s circa 80s New York rapper.
That too. Yeah, I could see that.
Like somebody who was a peripheral member of Big Daddy Kane's crew.
Yes.
But only on the far peripheral. All right, I'm making the call for the next one. And we're going to open the Maddie Creations Extendar. And I may or may not went ahead and bought a couple of these because I wanted the parts, since it's new parts.
Oh, I understand that. I buy Lego sets for parts all the time.
So I think I did buy like the maximum of 3 figures. They were actually really reasonable. And then I saw today that Night Stalker is in a week will be on Maddie Creations, which is the evil Robo Horse, which is just a repaint of Strider, but it's black, purple, and gold, and I really love that color scheme.
Yeah, I got the old school one in my garage.
Oh, There he is.
Oh, that looks very Juggernautish and very cool.
He's got stretchy arms and legs and head.
Heck yeah.
Well, not stretchy, they like extend. I mean, hence the name Extendar, I guess.
Yeah.
This was a character I did not have as a kid because he was like in one of the very last waves. So it was a character I was not overly familiar with.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like Slamurai. I was like, who is this white ninja looking fool? I was like, this just looks like ninja or white paint, and that's what it was. But I always thought this character was neat because, I mean, he does look like the Juggernaut, and I've always loved the Juggernaut.
Juggernaut's great.
Even when Juggernaut bad guy, always liked Juggernaut. I don't know why.
Because he's cool.
Kind of a weird bully character, but also like just dumb enough to be funny. And I always thought his relationship with Black Tom Cassidy was something I always enjoyed. Like,
I always liked it when...
Are they together or are they just best friends?
Yeah. I loved it when Juggernaut would always be used as like the force of destruction for other characters to be like, okay, we need to get the fuck out of this situation.
Yeah.
Oh, Juggernaut's right over there. Like, let's let him loose.
And I've liked what they've done that now he's like, I mean, that was the thing at the end of the last like major part of the Krakoan era was, you know, Juggernaut finally being an X-Men, and then the X-Men, everything went to shit. But apparently he's going to be on the main team now. All right.
He's still not a mutant though, is he?
No, he is the physical manifestation of
Sidorak.
Sidorak. But Sidorak, I can't remember what run it was in. I think it's the run where Colossus becomes the Juggernaut.
Oh yeah, like that was cool. Yeah,
is Sidorak basically is like, oh, I don't want a villainous person to be my manifestation because you get beat like a drum. I want a hero because heroes can cause untold amounts of destruction and never ever have any consequence. Because that's what I want. And I was always, when I read that, I was like, that's wild. Like, that's actually genius. Yeah. So, okay. We got Extendar. His arms, of course, pop off. So you could shrink his arms down to being actual regular arms. I do really like the big, and he came with 2 more extend pieces, so you can make stuff really long. I do really like this thick boy build. Like this particular top buck is not. We haven't seen it at all.
Whoa!
He's tall now,
Slim.
and then you can make his legs taller. Of course, you can make his head taller.
That's kind of disturbing.
Oh, and he's got cool rotation on his head. I've always liked that robot face he has, which looks like it's something straight out of like 70s sci-fi. Like a background character in like the old Buck Rogers TV show, Gil Gerard. Sorry, I gotta find a place to stack all this stuff. So yeah, I have a couple of those. So I'm just gonna open the one for now. I have to figure out where I'm gonna want to do with the rest of them right now. What should we do next? I'm just gonna take these Masterverse dudes apart because they're just for parts.
Okay.
So I'm not really, and I think everyone's probably seen them. I just got the toy accurate or the OG accurate. Oh, there's other stuff in here. The OG accurate Triclops because I just want the outfit.
Yeah.
Maybe the head. Since they did that OG accurate like mini comic version in Motu Origins, but it sold out in like 10 minutes and I didn't get one. And then I also get this sweet boy old school mini comics version of Man at Arms, which I love. And it comes with a couple different heads, and so I just want the bones of it.
Oh, ooh. My neighbor just messaged my wife on Facebook, and apparently I missed him ringing the doorbell because he needed to tell us there's a bunch of baby raccoons with their mom chilling in our backyard right now. And it's the cutest picture I've ever seen.
we have loaves in our house, and I feed said loaves, but I haven't seen any super tiny loaves this year. And then yesterday, Cassandra was like, "Hey, I gotta show you this picture," and it was a loaf, and that loaf boy was probably maybe the size of my hand.
Oh wow!
Just chilling in the backyard with a medium-sized loaf.
Oh.
Who is always in the backyard now, who actually doesn't even like run when he sees me. He's like, "Yeah, what's up, son?"
Oh, fun.
This is my yard. You literally feed us out of a bag twice a week, so I ain't running. Eat a dick.
This is my yard.
Figures, playset, or Talon Fighter?
Figures.
Okay. Oh, baby.
Sorry, I just got lost and thought about hobos again.
Have you ever read The Goon?
Yo, I love the Goon. Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of hobo action in The Goon.
It's Roman Reigns. The big dog. Oh yeah. It is his yard. The Goon's great, man.
I think I had a pile of The Goon in the comic.
Oh, I'll have to check. I'm still like right now, what am I doing? I think I left off on Hulk.
Oh, there's so much Hulk in there.
There's some good Hulk in there too. I'm very
there's some Peter David before it turned out before Peter David turned out to be a problematic piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah.
But he was a really good Hulk writer. And, it's just
Hulk. His run on Hulk was fantastic.
I had Hulk was one of my, if not my favorite, one of my favorite characters. So I had a lot of Hulk. My first team book ever was Defenders. So
wow.
And there's probably a pretty good run of old Defenders in that box. Because at one point I was like, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna, because I had a full run. Not all the new Defenders stuff, but I had like a full run of like the original run. Yeah. Because a friend of mine had an uncle who was selling all of his comics, and one of the full runs he was selling was, I got a full run of Marvel Team Up from him, and I got a full run of Defenders from him. And then I believe that was like a box of comics I sold, and I was like, sold one year, and then was like, why did I do this?
Yeah.
And then spent like the next 10 years slowly piecing that back together. Like selling all my X-Men before I went to college, so I had extra money, and realizing, and this was like during when comics were like on fire hot, like 94, and looking back and selling all my Spider-Man, I had the Burn run up into 300, so I had all the Venom first appearance stuff and all the McFarlane stuff, and same thing with X-Men. I had Giant Size X-Men 1, and I had a huge run after that. I mainly the Byrne stuff. I was a big John Byrne fan.
John Byrne's great.
Also, a guy who turned out to be real kind of a weird shitbag too.
Yeah.
But I had the chance to meet him twice, and he was like the kindest dude to me. So I have a weird like relationship with that. Okay. First thing, Michelangelo. With Michelangelo being fucking He-Man is kind of.
I forgot about that hair. Yeah.
Yeah, the hair is incredible.
Oh,
heroic captain. Are you have the Haunted Doll watch?
Megan question. Megan question. How might you clear the little support nubs out of hair sculpt on a resin printed head?
How might you clear the little support nubs out of it? You want to use either a pair of snips, which you would generally use for taking plastic figures off of sprues, and take your time and be really slow with it. Also, I sometimes will use a Sharp Boy. to do that. You can also, if you want to be, it depends on what kind of, is it, you said it's resin? Yeah. If it's resin too, sometimes I will just let it set in some water because the little pieces will get pretty fragile, and they come off pretty easy without leaving a whole bunch of potential artifacts on the print. That's what I would recommend. When in doubt, too, wait 20 minutes and ask David and Matt, because we're enthusiasts. We are toy enthusiasts. Those are toy guys.
Heck yeah. And that's our Meng question of the week, brought to you by.
For people who don't know, there was a Meng. What was it? What was the old show we used to do?
Oh,
Meng something. Tiny Meng.
Yes.
There was a Tiny Meng, and the reason I always say that, and it's because I'm kind of being a little cheeky bastard. I can't remember who was on. It was like Dave had like 10 people on at one time. They were all like toy guys.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of them like worked in the toy industry, and I was like, something was said about like paying certain prices or whatever, and I was kind of like, yeah, that's too rich for my blood. I can't afford that. And one of those guys was like, well, then you're not a real toy guy.
Hey.
And so after that, I would constantly give Dave shit and be like, well, that's just my opinion, but I'm not a toy guy. So
yeah, well, yeah, man.
I think it might have been someone who worked at Mattel, actually.
Oh, cool.
That is a badass figure. Hell yeah, Mattel.
Nice.
The king of Cowabunga. Yeah, sometimes you get those folks who are like, oh, you're not willing to drop $1,000 on this thing? And I'm like, no, I'm not. That's like almost a house payment, buddy. I don't know if you know this or not, but I work in human services. Like, money do not grow on tree. But also, I'm not going to bitch too much about that, because that was the same little thing. There was a guy on who was part of the design team, the main design team for Masters of the WWE Universe.
Mm-hmm.
And he was fucking cool. Like, he was just a super nice guy. And I'd mentioned, I was like, yeah, I'd really like to get a Motu RPG group together. And I was thinking about even doing like a Masters of the Multiverse thing, which is was a short like mini series of Motu that I think DC did.
Because He-Man even popped up, I think, in Injustice around that time.
Yes, I have that trait too.
Crazy.
Great. He-Man becomes Shazam at one point.
Yeah.
So cool. But he was like, yeah, if you do that, let me know, and I can send you over a PDF with a bunch of the stuff that we didn't get to use.
Ooh.
And maybe that'll help out. And I was like, if I do it, I'll contact you, see if you want to play. And he was like, if I can make time, I definitely will. And it's like someone I met once on a live stream.
Yeah.
And they were just the coolest and didn't have to even offer that stuff. But they were just like, oh, I love that idea. And this was at the time when there was a Heroes of Grayskull game that was getting ready to come out. They actually did a live play with Felicia Day. And then the game never came out.
Oh.
And it was like, I think it was on the, oh God, I can't remember what engine it was on, but it looked great. And the whole thing is you played Master of the Universe characters from around the multiverse.
I like that.
And I was like, this is awesome. So she was like, I just remember the character I fell in love with was a guy played a version of Beastman who ended up becoming He-Man on his world.
Ooh.
And not because he was like, I grew up as a good person. It was because Skeletor won and he just got tired of being Skeletor's bitch.
I like that.
This is one of my favorite figures so far. This is incredible.
Oh, whoa, yeah, dude.
Turtles of Grayskull is seriously, it's absolutely amazing. It's just such a good line.
That is pretty rad.
Yeah, I really like all the armor additions. The cape is like a pop-on cape that actually goes over the armor, which I know I saw they were doing something similar with. We're getting in the next grouping, we're getting a He-Man who's like in disguise,
Okay.
and a Leonardo, and they're both like in big swaddled capes and everything. All right, I'm super stoked about this one.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that.
Filmation Adam and Filmation Cringer.
Cringer.
And as you
Well, I
can
always
see,
forget Tox, and then I watch the cartoons again. I'm like, what?
I don't know why that just keeps rolling off. I don't think like maybe my desktop slight decline. This is the other thing that came with BBTS.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm try to get to those in the next 15 minutes, and then I guess maybe I'll do a special unboxing thing for Point Dread and for the CGI He-Man Castle Grayskull, which has been setting in a box for almost a year. But now I have some room to put stuff up, so I want to give it up.
Oh, Technic pieces. Yeah.
You don't like Technic pieces?
The product with the outcome, the end game is always great.
They are fiddly as hell. I agree with you there.
Yeah, no. Sometimes I just hate like, oh, okay, so this is like maybe the plastic's a little bit thick at one part, so I have to like jam things in.
You never want a chance to jam things in.
That's what.
That's no good for anyone. Well, like I said, I hope you had fun last night. I hope anyone who watched, anyone else who played had fun. I do enjoy a good Star War that gets to be extremely wild ass and interesting. Holy shit, this Cringer is like Articulation City.
Let's see it.
Why? I mean, hopefully we get a Filmation Battle Cat who's got this much articulation. Because I mean, I love the ones we've gotten. I did pick up a Masterverse one on the cheap, which if I can, it's great because it's hugely articulated. And if I could find a 3D head of King Grayskull's like Saber Cat head, I would probably put that on there, since that version of Battle Cat is so much bigger than regular ass Battle Cat. But regular ass Battle Cat and old school articulation on that bad boy, and that kind of sucks. Same thing with it's not Panthro. I can't even think of Skeletor's cat's name.
Oh yeah. It was a panther though, right?
Yeah. I just can't think of it. Look at all the articulation on this. He's got two heads. It's got like, I'm a mellow cat.
Oh
and,
yeah.
I'm a scaredy cat.
Oh, but I had him.
Oh damn, this is really, really a great figure. Holy crap. I mean, look at this leg joints. You got hip.
Oh wow.
You've got knee, and then you've got the backward flex in the foot.
Any with the claws?
No, but I mean, he can flex all the way down to where it looks like he's sitting.
Hey, that's cool. Oh wow. Oh my god. Yeah, look at that. And with the back legs like that.
That's impressive. And you know, hey, I will say this: the Filmation figures have been like top notch, like wildly good. That's just, I mean, it's no different. And we get the smiling like Adam face too.
Yeah.
Let's open this monstrosity. I always thought that this looked super cool on the cartoon, but I was like, they'll never make this. It's too big.
Huh.
Especially when they got towards the end of the line, although, they were going to make that fucking brontosaurus.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. I've seen the things of that.
Rumor has it they're probably going to make it because it looks like kind of the line is moving. Like the main line, it looks like it's kind of moving towards Preternia stuff.
Oh.
Because we're just getting Snakeman. Oh my God. Well. Not that time. Colin, have you heard Tom Cardy's "Why Am I Anxious"?
I don't think I have.
Why is God doing this to me? It's really good.
What am I doing? Oh.
Or Party Dog. I didn't come to this party to hang out with you. I came to pet this motherfucking party dog. Gotta pet that dog in the back of your weak guest party. Well, I would recommend both those songs.
Okay.
Tom, you can't go wrong with Tom.
I've enjoyed everything I've listened to so far.
I want to get better, but slow.
Ooh.
Oh. So I love Mattel. This is great.
Wow.
That you gave us the flight pieces, the flight holes, so we can use flight stands. Why aren't you giving us more flight stands? They only came with the Sky Sled and the fucking Wind Raider. But like all the Rotons have flight sled stands in them. This thing has flight stands, holes in it. Just give us some goddamn flight stands.
Give the boy some flight stands.
Can't you see the boy just wants to make his toys fly?
Is that so much to ask? My God, I don't. What is this? Come on. My eyes are not that good. This is the right piece. Ooh. Look at this cool gas tank for this bike. Ooh, look at that guy. Oh, he's mean.
It's got a little bit of an overbite. Now, how do you open this? Oh, there we go. Cockpit and booby traps. If anyone remembers that reference, please point it out. Come watch a show that's full of cockpits and booby traps. Colin, do you know?
No.
That is the OG ad for Venture Brothers.
I was going to say, that sounds very Venture Brothers.
Look at this, too. Whee!
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Do the claws, any pincer action on them?
No, but they do have, like, you can put laser blasts in the middle of them.
Okay, that's cool. I'll take that.
See?
I'd buy that for $1.
That's fucking cool. That's a good toy. That's a good ship.
That'll do, toy. That'll do.
I dropped a bunch of the little rubber bandy boys on the new carpet. I can't feel them. James Wheeler, you son of a bitch.
Oh.
Oh, by the way, Colin,
Yeah. What did he do?
Was the Walton Goggins thing good then last night, or was it like, okay, that just didn't work?
Well, before anyone pointed it out, that's what I thought you were doing in my head. I was like, this sounds like Walton Goggins right now. And lo and behold, boo, 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 you did it. You nailed it. You did it, buddy.
Yeah, because like I think I said it last night, but I will repeat it because it always bears repeating if somebody hasn't seen it. Man, Goggins in Justified is Boyd Crowder is whew,
Yeah, dude.
that. I mean, you watch that show and you're like, yeah, Timothy Oliphant as Raylan Givens is absolutely outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a very interesting character, and like he's interesting like protagonist, and you're like, but he's also kind of, you know, he's a little unhinged at times. I mean, I will say is the very beginning of the show, why he gets to go back to West Virginia. You're like, oh shit, that guy just shot that guy in the middle of a restaurant. But man,
Goggins made that show.
Goggins is so good. Everybody on that show made that show.
Goggins made that show.
I can't think of the guy who plays Win Duffy. Who's
he's that guy.
So
what a
good.
wonderful sociopath he played.
He's so good, and he's so good. Like when he's on top, he's such an arrogant little prick. But the moment like he's not on top anymore, he's like a fucking sniveling coward. It's just so good. He's such a good bully.
Yeah.
Bombas Beard, Bombas. Yeah, watch that show. It's outstanding. It's one of Cassandra's favorite TV shows of all time. I haven't watched City Primeval yet.
I haven't either.
But I heard it's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, the mere fact that Goggins came back for a coda at the end of the series feels good.
Spoiler alert.
No one's going to know what I'm talking about. I still got two big old boxes left, but it's almost been an hour, and I want to make sure.
Oh, okay.
Get out on time.
Sure. Oh, wow, man, time flew.
Yeah, time flew. Hey, man, we both came in tired and like kind of blah, and we laughed, we cried.
We had
the best of times.
Our Meng question.
We had a Meng question. I honestly thought when you did that, I thought it was a haunted doll watch. I was like, are we doing a haunted doll watch? I'm so Pavlovianly built to respond to that as all. Ladies and gentlemen, it's haunted doll watch.
I haven't. Oh man, the shit posting page on Facebook has not posted a good haunted doll in a while. They
did a live one like a month or two ago that was real good, and it was. I tell you what I miss, and they haven't done in a really long time. Is Farm Wisdom. Because mainly I miss it because I like the song that they would sing.
Yeah.
Farm wisdom. You gotta get yourself some farm wisdom. And the fact that they're like, yeah, we don't know any shit about farm stuff. So that would always make me real happy. I listened to Taz versus Moby Dick.
Oh.
Which was the live show, and it was awesome.
Okay.
And I believe the other one they did, I can never remember exactly, but it might have been Taz versus Jane Eyre. So
that sounds full of possibilities.
The Moby Dick one was amazing because one of the characters in it was Steamboat Willie, who is technically now public domain.
Yeah.
So they were like, this guy doesn't even have gloves on. Disney. He has no gloves on. So this guy, this mouse who captains this ship, he's a different guy. He's a totally different guy. And that was pretty good.
Legally distinct mouse.
So yeah, I would highly recommend that to anybody who's been keeping up with Taz at all. And Taz versus Dracula has been a fucking hoot. Especially the one intro, because every episode starts with Griffin as Dracula reading his journal. And the one he says where he talks about after they ran into some of these, they're not really, I guess they're kind of clones of Dracula. listen to the show. But he talks about they run into one. He says, we ran into one of those Sam's Club, we have Dracula at home ass jabronis. Except for a super thick, terrible Dracula accent. And I swear I will sometimes go back and just listen to that, like beginning of that in the episode, at the beginning of the episode, because I think it's the funniest shit ever. Cassandra's like, it is pretty funny, but you've listened to it at least.
Yeah.
Broke ass, we've got the Dracula at home ass jabronis. It's kind of like half Dracula and half like almost a mellow Iron Sheik voice.
I did that.
So yeah, good times, great oldies, cool and
Cool and 08. When you're here, your family.
When you hear your family, just like that motherfucking garden. What garden? That Olive Garden, son. Colin,
Yeah.
where can fine folks find you on the internet?
Sunday, prep school, and then the following Thursday you can find me on Spooky Boys. I have not figured out what we're gonna do. I will do that within the next 24 hours.
I was thinking, and we talked about at one point doing the Bay and
yeah, and
Savage Land.
Yes, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Let's do that. Yeah, Bay and Savage Land, some found footage movies that
because I do know at one point
kind of sort of in a way found footage. I wouldn't say so much, I guess if pictures are footage, I don't know.
I would say
good.
they're found footage. They're faux documentary found.
Yes, that's a better way to say it. Yeah. And both offer very unique. They're very distinct from each other, but they're they're wonderful times. So yeah, the Bay and Savage Lands.
Yeah, both very good. Both like bizarrely prescient.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
One dealing with immigration and the other one dealing with like the rollback of
every environmental protection and oversight. It's
regulation. But I think both are well worth the time to watch because they're not really long and both are on YouTube right now.
Oh, okay.
It's not like you have to go far to watch them.
Yeah. And yeah, like they're even the Bay is very wildly available. If for some reason you can't watch it on YouTube, I don't know why you couldn't. You're probably watching us right now on YouTube, you sick freaks.
That's right. I want to point this out real quick. I almost forgot. Thank you for reminding me that, Colin. Go on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I think I was done, but I would like to give a special shout out to the sponsor of our Meng question of the week, and that would be A Touch of Satan. There's a touch of Satan in your heart.
I don't know. I will send this to you real quick in chat.
Yeah.
I don't know who this is in the chat. But Dave got to me last night and was like, "Hey, Rob Enso, who pops into your stream," and I was like, "Who? I don't know if I know who Rob is." So, Rob, I mean, I may not know directly who you are. I know that you've been on like in the chat, which is super cool. I know you're buddies with Dave. I sent you in our Facebook Messenger chat, Colin, Rob's page, and it is art. And it mainly is cryptid stuff, and it is fucking amazing. And Rob, I will probably in the very near future be purchasing at least one thing from you.
Oh, dude. You've got great. 2 customers right here.
It's great. And that black and white Frankenstein print is awesome. So is the Minotaur, but the Frankenstein one, I was like, God damn. Yeah, like seriously, absolutely really cool work. Thanks for reaching out.
It was wonderful.
Because I mean, that's stuff that's like right up both of our alleys. It's like very, very humbled to have you do that. So thank you very much. It's
monsterologist.com, everyone. If you're interested in some really cool horror stuff, check this out. This is
and if you know Rob, tell Rob thank you. Tell Rob that he's welcome to come on and talk stickers. Monsters anytime he wants to. Yeah, those patches are. I wish I was a patch guy because I'd spend a small fortune on patches. Those are brilliant. All right, you can find me Friday most likely for Bad at Games because I think we're in a Dracula real hard. I haven't played it with Doug yet. Sounds like it's pretty much Sunday. Oh, buddy. Hey,
my throat hurts.
Bring it in, big guy. Bring it in. Sunday prep school. I'm not sure what we're gonna talk about. May talk about like connective tissue again, like we did last time. We will not spend 45 minutes talking about old podcasts, James. Since he found like every podcast I've ever done is on fucking archive. I was like, some of those I would like to not be on the internet anymore. But I'll probably talk some connective tissue between like groups, because I like that kind of conversation a little bit. Maybe we'll throw together some DNO stuff for like back to back, at the end of the month. But yeah, whatever we do will be fun. We'll hang out. We'll hang out for an hour to 2 hours with our friends, have some coffee, and just enjoy one another's company. Hope to see you there. Anyway, survive the rest of the week. Be good to one another. Bomb us all.